Everyone, welcome to my weekly edition of Show Me How It's Done. My name is Lauren Urbonis and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Now I know you are seeing a pile of stuff in front of you today, and I have to break your hearts a little bit and tell you that we are not using this stuff on today's video because it just became available for you to order. So what I want to do today is show you a few of our new online exclusives. These are just the ones that I have ordered. There are, however, others to be had as well. So the online exclusives are a little different in the fact that they don't come out in a published catalog with Stampin' Up! They don't come out in a mini catalog or annual catalog or celebration catalog. They are simply available online. So if you are in Canada, you can order on my website. I've listed it at the bottom, laurenurbonus.stampinup.net. If you're elsewhere in the world and you don't have a demonstrator, you can also go to my website, but instead of clicking Shop Now with me, you're going to go to the top left-hand side and there should be something that says Demonstrator Locator. If you start clicking on that and entering in your details for your zip code or address somewhere else in the world, Stampin' Up! Will be able to guide you to a demonstrator in your country or state. So you can check out the full plethora, though, of online exclusives still on my website. They're just available to order through me in Canada. So I'm going to show you what I chose to order. We are going to be using lots of these in my upcoming videos as well as my monthly card club. So if you're in Canada again and you're interested, those monthly card kits are $15 or they're free with a $35 before shipping and tax order, and they get sent out to you anytime you order this month. You'll get a video link with a tutorial on how to complete your projects, and so you can make them at your own pace. You do just have to add your own sentiments and stuff because I'm not able to add those stamped images, but those kits are always a surprise and they're always a lot of fun because I like to play with multiple different sets that Stampin' Up! Has available. So let me just give you a sneak peek of what you can be ordering, and we're going to see some of these in the future. So here is Sweetly Scripted. Sorry, I know it doesn't like to, there we go. Sweetly Scripted, which I thought was really, really cute. I'm really poor at doing those fancy little lines around my sentiments, and so I thought this was going to be a fun set for me to be able to use in the future. It can kind of just be added to a lot of different projects. There's Comforting Thoughts, which I just love. You know, like it's not a set that you actually really want to have to own, but it's one that is perfect for when you need it. When you have a friend who's going through something rough and, you know, you can either just send them an encouragement card or let them know you're thinking of them. And I just think it's really beautiful that we have offerings like this. So this is a very beautiful stamp set. There is also this Pets and More. If you watch my videos every week, I post one every Tuesday. I did do a set of cards using this in February. I actually cased and just slightly modified a couple of samples that Stampin' Up! Had offered. And then I have another one using this set coming out later this month because I've been having a little too much fun with it. It's super fun. Next is going to be some fun glitter paper. So this is a package that comes with Berry Burst and Old Olive and White. And it is so fun and pretty. So this is meant to complement a new suite that's coming out. But of course you can use it in combination with our other favorites. So it is meant to complement Simply Zinnia. So this is a whole entire suite. There are also sequin embellishments that I didn't happen to order. And then there is more paper than what you see here, but I have already chopped what I was allowed to order during the pre-order to bits because I'm using it in multiple projects coming up. So one of those is my March club, and then I've already pre-prepped something else even for April because I was having too much fun. And there will be a Show Me How It's Done on this too. So Simply Zinnia, great stamp set, lots of potential for you. There is a coordinating die set that you can use to cut out those zinnias on their own or to cut out the stamped images. And of course, lots of leaves and stems and all those fun accessories too. So this is a very, very nice set. It does have a embossing folder that complements it. So I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Turn it. There's some cute zinnia flowers on that. And this is a 3D embossing folder. So make sure to note that it's that nice thick one. So you're going to use it with that specialty plate that Stampin' Up! Has. It is gray or blue if you ordered the old one. And then I only have a few papers to show you that are left from what I had in stock. And I apologize, because there are so many more fun pieces to be had in this package. They're all 12 by 12 and you get 2 of each of the patterns, but for now, this is all I have to offer to show you. And if you sign up for Club or watch my videos throughout the next month or so, you'll see more. Put these down. Okay, now here is one that I am itching to play with, and you can tell I haven't yet because it's not even quite out of its packaging. The only thing I've played with so far is this paper that complements the Latte Love set. So there is a great stamp set and die set. It comes with, or you can purchase on the side, these super cute little embellishments. And there's also, oh, this is, I think, part of the zinnia suite, this polka dot ribbon, but it can be used to complement either suite. I actually forget which one it was sold with. So, Latte Love, great for the coffee and tea lovers in your life. Hot chocolate even too, so definitely right up my alley. The paper is so fun. Some of these papers, like this one for example, complement the dies, so you can cut all these little cups out using those dies. And this is a full package here. I've already started chopping one of them to use on today's card, but I'll show you. Look how pretty it is. Lots and lots of fun potential. Okay, so these 2 that we passed here, page A and page B, I'm going to think outside the box today and use them not in a coffee card, but on something else. But I'll show you the rest of these. Coffee splatters. Mini little coffee cups. I like that one. These, I do believe, at least a couple of the cups are cut out with dies. Not sure about this one here, but anything is better than nothing. There's also a die that cuts out these little coffee beans. Isn't that fun? I think there's a page that has just, yeah, lots of coffee beans. So some of those clusters, there's a die that cuts those out. Coffee rings, because of course your table is probably covered with those. Lots and lots of potential. So I cannot wait to explore that with Club this month and with some upcoming classes. But as you can see, we're doing something different today. So I am using those pages that I mentioned in combination with the stamp and die set in our January to April mini catalog. So there were too many good things for me to actually play with everything at once. So I figured, okay, get past Christmas, get past celebration. Now we're on to mini catalog time. And we're gonna make a cute little ice cream card today. So if you own this set, you can follow along with me. There aren't very many measurements actually for me to give you. So this will be one that you probably have to have the set in order to replicate, but who knows, maybe you'll fall in love with it and this will convince you to buy this bundle. Okay, so the Ice Cream Swirl stamp set has lots of fun accessories. You can have your choice of sentiments. You've got a few little treats that you can add on to your project. And then, pardon me, there is a coordinating die set as well that we're using to cut out and to emboss. So this guy here, for instance, it just makes this nice pattern on my cone. It doesn't actually cut the shape. You need this large outside piece to do that. So I'll show you how I used a few of the pieces, but because I have so many dies going on here, I'm just going to kind of pull them out one by one as I build the card for you. Okay, so show you how this card opens. It's very simple, and this is all that one die. So I just said make a wish and closed. And if you really want to, you wouldn't have to put an entire large sentiment in here. You could just put something little and you'd have room to write. Okay, but I just thought it looked really cute to say make a wish, and all I intend to do is just say to so and so, love Lauren, and it's ready to go. So let's create. I have decided to use that nice kind of like petal pink background on this card, but for the card I'm making with you guys, I thought maybe we should do chocolate flavor, okay? So let's bring this back into your shot and I'll just show you as we go. So I have cut myself out one large ice cream base using that latte paper, and this is kind of the chocolate swirl. I could easily just make my ice cream out of this. The paper is stunning and it looks gorgeous, but I did decide I liked that second layer that this die up here cuts out for me. So I've cut a piece out of early espresso to make that. That's ready to go. The next thing that you're going to need is a cone. So for this one here, I used pecan pie because I thought it complemented quite nicely, but I wanted something a little bit different. Because if I went with pecan pie here, it just basically blends really close together, you can see. So I decided I'm going to use a crumb cake base for this ice cream cone. So what I would have done is I would have had a large piece of crumb cake. I would have cut this base out. This middle bar doesn't actually cut through, it just gives you a nice fold line. So I would have cut this out, and then you can do this at the same time if you want, or you can do it afterwards. You're gonna take this next piece here. It doesn't want to come off my magnet. Come on, buddy. There you go. This is just an embossing die, so it doesn't, like I mentioned, cut through. You're gonna just set it down on 1/2 of your cone and run it through, and that will give you this nice little cone look. If you want, you can certainly do it on both sides. That would not be a big deal, and it might look really cute if you wanted to just run that through. You do run it through like a regular die, and it would be really fun to have kind of that as a backdrop as well. I chose not to on this card because it's actually going to be one that we're doing at club this month, so just one-sided. But that's how you get the cone done. Now for this inside piece, what you're doing is you're actually cutting out that whole double cone piece out of Very Vanilla. And then all we're gonna do is, you see this line where Stampin' Up's kind of giving you a score line? We're just gonna cut right across that, and this will fit exactly inside the cone to give us a nice little place to stamp. While we are on the topic of other pieces here, let's go ahead and talk about a couple of the other things that you should just have prepped, and then I'll show you how to decorate them. So if you want to add the little straw piece, what I did with that one is I stamped it onto crumb cake paper using pecan pie ink. You can use any other brown that you have, it doesn't have to be exact. And then I cut it out using this die at the top. And then for this little cherry here, I stamped on, I think I stamped on Sweet Sorbet, and you could use real red as well, whatever cherry look you like, but I did use a dark brown, so I used early espresso to stamp that, and then there is a coordinating little cherry die down here. Look, there's a little muffin tin too, you can make cupcakes, and these little dies you can cut out and make sprinkles, so those are a few other options for you. I decided not to cut all of those things on screen, but I'm going to put this together for you. So let's do that. All right, moving a few things out of the way, we're going to start with the inside white piece here. So I mentioned you can grab your trimmer if you're really unsure about your cutting abilities, but Stampin' Up! Has given us a nice straight line here. So that's all I'm going to cut on, is just kind of right across from edge to edge, and this would make, I guess, 2 inside pieces if you'd like to have that. So save this guy, you can always use it later. And I do suggest doing your stamping ahead of time, because if we were to make a mistake, then it's easy. You can just replace this with that second one, or you can turn it over as well. So I decided to do the Make a Wish sentiment, and that does come from our nice ice cream swirl stamp set. And you can use Sweet Sorbet, Poppy Parade. I'm going to use Real Red just because I liked a nice bold red for the inside here. And we're just stamping right in the middle. So make a wish. There you go. Always let that dry a little bit because we don't want to get our fingers in there. That would probably make us very sad. So let that dry for a second, and then you're ready to attach this inside. So I'm going to start by putting a little adhesive into the middle of my cone, and it's up to you if you want to be exact. You can use glue kind of right all around the edges, but I'm just going to do a couple strips of tape, and that will be perfect. There we go. All right. This guy is going to fit exactly over top of the base. There's not going to be any gap. So you're going to go exactly to the bottom and to the sides. And if anything, you'll have maybe a slight gap at the top, and that's okay. But you want this to be fully fitted right inside your cone. Okay, you can close that up. And then you're ready to start building the top of your ice cream cone. So if you want, you can maybe just push this to the side for a second and focus on building these pieces together. Then we'll attach everything. Okay, so this nice little evergreen or early espresso overlay, we're going to flip over and pop some dimensionals just into these fat sections. So if you have mini dimensionals, that would probably be the easiest thing to use right now. If not, just cut a couple pieces down to size, and they'll fit right in there for you. I don't even know where my minis are, so I'm going to use big ones, I guess. So here we go. Couple large pieces. And then I'm going to just cut some of these edge pieces so that I have littler things to put in here. Maybe even smaller. Nice thing is you can cut these edge pieces to whatever size you need. Okay, so anything you want, doesn't have to cover the whole thing, but we're popping this up so it has a bit of dimension. And this should go with just a slight, do you see the slight border kind of all the way around? So it should go right in the middle of your little chocolate swirl ice cream. There we go. Need to see this. Sorry, I have to tilt it. There. There's your ice cream. See? So fun. So cute. Okay, for my accessories, you can simply add these on with a dimensional if you want, or we can get a little fancy and we can use my Wink of Stella to decorate a little bit, okay? So I think that's what I'm going to do. This is the clear Wink of Stella that is sticking. There we go. So I'm going to put a little bit of Wink of Stella in the middle of my cherry. That should give it a nice amount of glitter. Do we see the difference already between the two sides? So pretty. I do know Wink of Stella is currently on the not orderable list, but it hasn't been discontinued, so I am hoping it's just out of stock and we'll be back soon, but hopefully lots of us have it. There we go. Lots of pretty shine. And then I did the same thing to my straw. I didn't do the whole thing, but I just chose to do kind of every second section with the Wink of Stella, and then it just made it look different. Didn't have to use a colored marker. I just changed the color using my Wink of Stella. You can see like a really nice contrast, I think, in there. And one more. There we go. So there's our fun little features. Okay. moving on to assembly. I think I'm actually going to pop this guy onto my card, and then we will add these two. Gives them a couple minutes just to dry, and we're not going to smudge anything. So here is where I do suggest using some big dimensionals, because you want this to be nicely supported. So we're going to put 3 large dimensionals right across this top section in your ice cream cone, because part of the ice cream is going to hang over the cone, but of course you don't have the whole thing supported. So be generous in your dimensionals here and put that on top of the cone base. See, I like that contrast. It's really fun. And then we're going to start adding our accessories. So my cherry is super nice and big. It's going to be very easy if I just put a dimensional onto the ice cream, and then you can add your cherry on top, if you will. Oh, as long as you don't throw it on the floor. There we go. Throw that right there. There's your cherry. And then for your straw, you will have to use a couple of those skinny little pieces here. So maybe 1 or 2. And actually, for this one, I don't think I even used a dimensional. So let's try that. I'm going to change my mind here and do just a little bit of tape. Double-sided tape. You could use glue as well. I think maybe I wanted the cherry to stand out and the straw to look like it was resting in the ice cream. There you go. And that just goes straight up and down on your cone there. So this would be a very, very easy card to make quite a few of if you just kind of sat down and prepped all your pieces. The assembly to put them together was quite easy. And if you wanted to get ambitious, you are of course welcome to come back and maybe cut yourself out some of these gorgeous little sprinkles to add, or you could tie some ribbon around the cone. You could even use this piece here. I've seen people use it not as a cupcake or a muffin holder, but you know when you go to Dairy Queen and they give you like that little wrapper around your cone, you could just make a cute little wrapper, but I didn't want to take away from seeing some of that detail, so that was just my personal choice where I wanted to see the detail underneath with the cone. Completely up to you though. You can always cut this out in vanilla or white and make it like a little McDonald's or Dairy Queen wrapper for your ice cream cone too. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed your sneak peeks today and that you do go online and check out what is available. If you have any questions, please reach out, and I would really appreciate if you could just like and subscribe to my channel in this video, because then I know what you love and I can do more of them for you. I will see you next Tuesday for another edition of Show Me How It's Done. Bye everyone.